problem isn't all the entrepreneurs trying to run their businesses, because they've tried, including me. The problem is the registration process. They don't have this problem in Singapore. They don't have this problem in Japan. They don't have this problem, in other places. This is uniquely an American Gary Gensler problem. If he has a political career in mind, he's done. And he literally could cost Joe Biden the election, because there are a whole lot of Gen Z, Gen X, millennials that own a whole lot of crypto. And by not making it easy to register, it makes it easier for all the scam coins to exist.
In this recent video conversation with Paul Gruel, Mark Cuban expresses a positive outlook on Bitcoin. He believes Bitcoin has proven itself as a viable store of value and digital asset, comparing it to digital gold. Cuban sees Bitcoin as an alternative investment that can provide a hedge against fiat currency devaluation and inflation. At the time of this discussion, Bitcoin is around $64,000, with under a 1% decrease in the last 24 hours and a 5% decrease in the last 7 days, with over 19 million Bitcoins in circulation. He acknowledges the volatility, but suggests that as adoption grows, Bitcoin's price will stabilize over time. Overall, Cuban seems bullish on Bitcoin's long-term prospects as a decentralized digital currency and investment asset. Before we dive into this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Now let's hear more from Mark Cuban.
I mean, and that's the other thing I've said. I've said, okay, I've been doing this a long time, and every technological innovation I've ever been involved with, initiated here, was founded here in the United States of America. Talk to your representatives, and don't make it just about crypto or bust. Really make them understand who your customers are and why they do business with you, and that it's not to, circumvent the system. You've got to be really self-aware about not only the good, but the challenges as well. And when you're open and honest about that, and not just saying to the moon or da da da. Now, feel free to throw Gary Gensler under the bus. He deserves it, right? But everybody else, they probably don't understand it. And you've got to put it in terms that make it simple. For some people, with just minimal investments, it's just a collectible that makes it part of a community. For others, it allows them to become part of the banking system. For others, it's an application that creates utility that puts them in a better position to do whatever it is your application does, whether it's insurance, whether it's ticketing, whether it's books, textbooks. Put it in context of other applications that you're competing with, so that they understand that you're just trying to compete. But if we're able to find the right applications, the transparency, the utility, the ability, the smart contract triggers. Yeah, could you create that with a database application? Yes, but you're not going to have the open access that a blockchain creates, right? Trying to make all that public and publishable and non-fungible, all that stuff is far more difficult with all these other applications. So just be honest. It's a lottery ticket that gets you in the door to your new favorite club, to hang out with your new friends and to connect with people. And then in the back of that mind, you have that dream. Well, I've always been a techno geek, right? I've always been into technology for ever and ever and ever. So anything that new that came up, it was always incumbent upon me, just for work, investing in my companies, to get a better understanding of it. And so when crypto finally came around, when in the early days of crypto, I paid attention to Bitcoin. I got my first Coinbase account and did my first, oh my God, the little test and quizzes you had to get the free crypto. I did those in like 2012. And like an idiot, Brian reached out to me early, and I didn't invest, because I didn't quite grasp it back then fully. But, I always tried to keep up, always understood blockchain and what was going on there. And then really the trigger moments were probably 2018, maybe 19, I forget exactly, when Ethereum and smart contracts hit, whenever that date was. Yeah. Because that really is what changed the game in my mind from a technology perspective. Because the ability to have external sources that created triggers that then enabled various transactions to occur all independently without any human intervention, to me, that's a big deal. And I think that creates a lot of unique application opportunities, not all of which have been realized, but many of which we've started to see.
As we just heard Mark talk about his positive outlook on Bitcoin, let's hear more from him on blockchain technology. He is intrigued by blockchain's potential to disrupt industries with secure, trustless transactions and record keeping. He encourages entrepreneurs to explore leveraging blockchain for secure peer-to-peer transactions, supply chain transparency, digital identity solutions, and smart contracts. Mark draws parallels to the internet's early days, suggesting that blockchain could unleash similar transformative opportunities. Overall, Mark seems bullish on Bitcoin's prospects, while recognizing blockchain's broader innovative potential beyond just crypto. Now, let's dive back into this discussion with Mark Cuban.
Well, I don't know what that is yet. It's got to be an application that grandma wants to use. You know, if you go back to the early days of the iPhone and the early days of the App Store, you know, the iPhone hit in 2007, I think, and we didn't see Instagram until 2011 or 12 and Snapchat in 2011. And, you know, there was uncertainty about Facebook only being a web-based application. Could they go mobile? Crypto has not had that application that makes it ubiquitous, and that's truly what's missing today. There's future applications that I think have promise, like ticketing, using NFTs to have textbooks of all types, to because if we can get everything set up, they'll pay royalties all the way
Right.
downstream. So there's a lot of really good applications available, but we just haven't had that ubiquitous application where, okay, just like we spent that time showing grandma how to post pictures on Facebook and then Instagram, now we need the same thing for crypto. Yeah, it was like 2018, 2019 when we first set it up and started accepting Bitcoin. When Dogecoin was really hot, we were selling thousands of dollars a month worth of
Wow.
Doge tickets and merchandise in Dogecoin. So that was always a lot of fun. Hey, however people want to pay for it, I don't care. Everything is driven by technology, and that actually plays to the hands of crypto. Kids are comfortable with apps. Downloading Coinbase, downloading Robinhood, downloading whatever it may be. That's second nature to them right now, and I think that's played a big part in why Gen Z and millennials
Right.
are far more comfortable dealing with crypto in many cases than they are getting into the banking system. Banks have apps, but they're just the rules and regulations that banks have to follow just to be able to convey basic information and do transactions
Right.
just makes it very difficult and costly for people who that $10 in transaction fees, over a day, a month, a week, or whatever it may be,
Yep.
is impactful. Like I'm old, I'm 25, and so I've seen it all, and so that's the nature of new technologies, and you see that in crypto, and it just comes down to as the applications become more ubiquitous, there's just a greater realm of trust. What makes crypto different, and I think it's emblematic of changes in how marketing and advertising take place, whether it's politics or products. And I say this a lot on Shark Tank, is community. What
Yes.
drives crypto is community, community, community. When you can spend, you know, $10, $15 to buy Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is, and then you're going online and or on social media and you're going to the moon, and you got your little puppy and you got your rocket and you got your moon, that dream of riches is what makes it different, but it also makes the communities all that much stronger because everybody has the same dream. And I think that's what the SEC is missing. That's what people who don't understand crypto are missing. Well, we can talk about the applications and the utility and the access that crypto can provide, the database and the security elements of blockchain and proof of stake versus proof of work and all that stuff. At its base, it's about community.
As we conclude hearing Mark Cuban's views on the recent interview with Paul Grewal, he remains optimistic about Bitcoin's prospects as a store of value and its potential to hedge against currency devaluation. However, Mark is even more enthusiastic about blockchain technology's broader disruptive capabilities across various industries beyond just cryptocurrency. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with Mark's assessment of Bitcoin as digital gold and an alternative investment? How do you see blockchain technology disrupting and innovating different sectors in the coming years? Thank you for tuning in to Only the Savvy. If you enjoyed this discussion, please subscribe, like, and share our video for more engaging content diving into the innovative world of decentralized technologies.